Everyone, it's Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. There you see the sketch that we're using this week is by Sketchabilities, and I'm joining a lovely group of ladies where we are taking a sketch like that one, and we are stretching it, whether we do an 8.5 by 11, Traveler's Notebook, 8 by 8, 6 by 8, something other than a 12 by 12. So again, this month I am using an 8.5 by 11. And what I have done is I had used some gesso and had put it on this Nina solar cardstock. It was a little bit thicker than some of the other 8.5 by 11 cardstock that I had. So I added the gesso, I let it dry, and now I'm using the Vicky Bouton crayons, the art crayons, and using the neutral colors. And so I've picked out a couple of browns. And I have to say, I was really kind of disappointed. I was wanting some nice clean drops, but those drops seemed to really spread. And I was really disappointed in the way that turned out. But, you know, you learn as you go, and I wasn't going to stress about it. I was just glad to have these pictures scrapped. So I like to have more than one color whenever I do watercolor, and I chose 3 different colors, and I combined them as well to have a little bit of variety. And I have also chosen the Vicky Bouton, let's see what it's called. She calls it Iridescent Glaze. And I am adding a brown to that iridescent glaze, and it's going to give it a really nice texture in this brown tone. And I'm just using the spatula just to like draw it on and just to make straight lines. And most of it gets covered up, so it's mainly just for another color, another texture. Um, you know, when you do mixed media, you can pull all different things out like this stencil. So these are the new stencils by Vicky Bouton, and I'm going with a brown, but this time I'm adding a little bit of black to it, and I'm using the little brushes that Vicky also sells. And what I did is I combined the 2 together. I used my brush to draw up both colors, and then I tapped it on a baby wipe, and so it gives it a little bit of wetness, but not too much, and it seems to go on just a little bit darker, and that's what my intention was. So I like this stencil. They're all circles with different cutout shapes, whether they're plus or dashes or something. But it's still looking pretty bland to me. I need a little bit more color, so I pulled out the red and yellows. Let's see what she calls that. They are called, I don't know what they're called. I don't know if they've got a name. Well, I don't know. They're like red, orange, and yellow. I don't know if they're called the warm color set. I'm sorry, I don't remember. So I'm using orange, and I'm using this dark red. It's kind of a maroon color to combine them together. And I use it for a stencil, and then I'm going to try the drips again, hoping that I could get the look that I was looking for. And it was not meant to be. They just spread, and at least I got some color down. It wasn't just all brown. Because the photos are of a family member that is riding a Longhorn at the Fort Worth Stockyards. There's a cattle drive that they have every Saturday, and there's somebody there that has a Longhorn that's tethered up to a fence that you can sit on and have your picture taken. So I wanted a little bit of the orange and the red, and once again, I wanted more than one color. I try to get 2 or 3 colors in there. And as I look at it right now, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty much a hot mess. But I know once you get everything on it, it's not going to look near as bad. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do next time other than use watercolor paper or maybe the Vicky Bouton foundation paper to get those drips that I wanted, or to use acrylic paint, because it certainly didn't work with this paper, with the clear gesso, on this paper. All right. So I'm pretty happy with everything. Now, I have to say, I'm not one to use a heat tool to dry my things. Whenever I had done the first layer with the glaze, I let that dry overnight. And then actually a couple days later, I started using the orange again. Now, because I am gonna layer the photos, I don't want one edge of the photo to have any of the cardstock underneath as a matte. So that's why I put it up against the edge, and I know you can barely tell, but, I just wanted to have a clean edge, but right between the 2 photos. Now, in the sketch, there is a round element that's up there in the upper right-hand corner, and I'm trying to make that happen. It just doesn't look right, and so I quit. And all these are Vicky Boutin. This is from her All the Good Things, which was not the current collection, but the collection before. And I am going through all the ephemera pieces, and that 6 by 8 pad was also from All the Good Things. I knew that there was an orange in there. So the little tag, the orange tag that's there doesn't stay, but this one does. It says, "Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire." But what catches my eye is about being fearless because, as a young child, I can imagine you'd have to be somewhat fearless to get on the back of a Longhorn. I've never done it, and I don't see myself doing it, but, I'm sure to some kids, that might be a little scary. All right, keep going through all of my embellishments, um, and I believe that's it. I just go ahead and clean everything up. And then I pull out the chipboard stickers. This is from her new collection. It's called Field Notes, and the only thing that I saw that actually fit, it's an orange piece, and it says "Live in Today." It's that little round circle. So now here I am to work on the title, and those long, or those tall, thin, letters, they're chipboard, and they're by Vicky Boutin, and they are called no, not that one. So, they here, let me see if I can find the name of it. Well, oh, they're just called Vicky. Yeah, so that's where I did the word Longhorn, and I put that on my We Are Memory Keepers. I got these. I got them at Hobby Lobby. They were doing a clearance on them. They're from American Crafts. They're alphabet alignment guides, and there's curved ones, and of course, this is the straight one. And the word "ride a" is those are foam stickers, and that is called Twilight. Now, I wanted to put a little bit of journaling on that top card, and it just says Fort Worth Stockyards. But it looks a little plain, and I'm going to add a little something to this. Now, normally I don't do this. I don't normally, put adhesive on multiple pieces at one time. It ended up working out okay, but I could see that that might be a disaster. I don't think I want to do that again. And I'm doing it again. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Be Fearless is going to go down, and above it is a red. Oh, it just says important on it. And then for any chipboard, I do use the Scotch tacky glue because especially with any mixed media, it's more than likely to fall off. Now, because I put one of my photos a little crooked, I wasn't sure if I had anything else straight. And using foam letters and putting them down that way is probably not the best thing because they kind of stretch and get contorted. Because the word Longhorn are chipboard, I certainly need to glue them down with the tacky glue, and, that way, I know that I won't find them in the bottom of my page protector. So the next part is the sequins. Now, I pulled some sequins out. There's some of them I got at the Secret Not Secret retreat that we had in California last month, and one of them is a new Spiegel Mom Scraps sequin set, and it's called Country Christmas. And another one are some hexagon sequins. And then I had this grand idea like, oh my gosh, I've got this sticker book by Vicki Boutin. I should look in there to see if there's, because usually all the colors coordinate well together. So up at the top, where I had done my minute journaling, I put happening right now with an arrow going to it, and I select some hearts, a couple of reds and then orange. That way all the colors are represented. And I continue to look through the book. I mean, the book is full of so many things, a lot of planner things too, but nothing else was like really well, okay, I take that back. There was one thing. There was that blue, it's like vellum sticker, and it says "so cool," and I put it under the word Longhorn. All right, so here it goes with the sequins. Now these hexagon sequins I got in a click kit. Oh, it's been several months ago. I'm not a big hexagon fan, um, but I like the color that was in them. It was an orange, and I need to find some orange sequins. And I glued them down with my, um, I, I mention it every time, the Distress Collage Medium. And now I'm looking for something to do some splatters, but I don't find anything, so I just let it go. This is the end. There's some close-ups, and I want to say thanks for watching. Make sure you follow all the other girls. That you'll see their links down below. All right, thanks a lot. You guys have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.